Hey YouTube, Untamed here. I want to give you guys a quick update video on my 2024 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. Forgive me in advance, it's super windy out right now, so hopefully there's not too much wind noise being picked up. But I want to just kind of do an abbreviated walkthrough, highlight the modifications that I've done to it, give you my ownership experience of it, how I've liked it so far over the last 4,000 miles, and highlight maybe some future modifications to come. Here we have an open road hardshell rooftop tent. This is the next modification slated for the 4Runner here, and I'm really excited to get that on and showcase it to you guys. But for now, really just want to highlight what I've done so far and get your thoughts on it. I've done a very similar build before to this. I have a lot of Westcott designs, mods to it. I have a perch lift kit front and rear for this, bringing it up just enough to allow us to fit these BF Goodrich KO3s in it. Almost said KO2s, BF Goodrich KO3s. So far, so good. I've heard a lot of kind of mixed reviews on the KO3s. A lot of people are claiming they can get choppy after 5,000 miles. You got to rotate them often. Difficult to balance, just like the KO2s. But so far, so good. No complaints with the KO3s. We've had a pretty freak snowstorm recently, and this handled the snow exceptionally well. So no qualms with the KO3s whatsoever. For anybody curious, these are 285 70 17. So 17-inch TRD wheels that come on the TRD Pro, of course, but 285s. Getting the Westcott Designs perch lift kit front and rear allows sufficient space for these. I can turn full lock to lock, reversing, going forward without grabbing or rubbing on anything. I didn't even have to remove the mud flaps up front, if you can believe it. So super nice. Really pleased with it. And for those of you unfamiliar, the Westcott Designs perch lift kit gives you a thicker collar right here, kind of like that gooseneck collar that sits below the coil, below the spring there. That is thicker, adding to the height of the vehicle, of course. And I also opted to put on the top shim here, of course, adding to the lift up front. Some people leave that top shim off to give it less lift up front, because some people think that this is almost too level, to where if you start putting a rooftop tent on it or any kind of weight on the back, it begins to pull up a little bit on the front, giving the look of being a little bit higher up front. But for me personally, I think this just looks perfect. You guys tell me. And I know one of you is bound to ask, there are no wheel spacers on this. So these are no kidding the stock TRD wheels on the 4Runner here with the 285 tires, 285 70 17 tires. There's an idea of what it looks like. So it still is within the fenders entirely, within the wheel wells entirely. And personally, I like that. I like knowing that I'm not throwing a bunch of rocks and debris down the side of the vehicle. And real quick, I want to show you the rock sliders I opted to put on the 4Runner here. Obviously, we have the Westcott Designs top plate. A little bit dirty, forgive me guys. These are Dom TIG welded rock sliders here with the kick out. Give you an idea, hopefully it's not too windy. Give you an idea of the mounting underneath. Very, very simple to install. Love the look of them. Not to mention, you know, I always appreciate having running boards or rock sliders on just for the sake of daily driving. Not only do they prevent rocks from hitting the side of your vehicle as you drive, it also helps with door dings, right? You park in the back of the parking lot and it never fails. You always come out to that 1987 Honda Civic that's 4 inches away from you. At least they're going to hit that before your vehicle. And I did opt to put on the Westcott Designs rear hatch ladder. I love the look of it, and it's extremely strong, very robust. All of Westcott Designs products are extremely well built. And no, this isn't a sponsored video by Westcott Designs. I've known Jeff for quite a while, and he's always been very, very good to me. Excellent customer service, and I know a lot of you guys will agree with that sentiment. Awesome to work with, and he puts together amazing products. And as for the roof rack, I did opt to put on the low profile rack, which I've had various racks before and a couple different racks from Westcott Designs as well. But I love, you know, just how sleek the low profile is. To me, that just looks right, looks fitting. You're not trying to be over the top. You're not trying to be ridiculous with the roof rack. This looks subtle. I did opt to have the non-cutout version, keeping it simplistic. You can get a cutout version that allows you to put a light bar up top and wire that as appropriate. But overall, I really like just the sleek design. You know, again, he puts together a phenomenal product. They're very well built. And there's so many knockoffs, I feel like, today, right? There's so many options out there, and you never really know. But with Westcott, you know you're getting a quality product that's built to last. Now, when it comes to the actual 4Runner itself, I'm super happy to be back in it. To me, this really is the sweet spot for Toyota vehicles, for Toyota SUVs, right? It's before they made the jump to the 6th generation in 2025, before they made the jump to all the added technology, the smaller turbocharged hybridized 4-cylinder engine underneath the hood, the 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. This right here is the old, archaic, but trusty 4-liter naturally aspirated V6. I love this. And this truly is what Toyota has always set out to be. Simplistic, reliable, and affordable. Affordable comparatively to 6th generation 4Runner TRD Pros, which come in right around $67,000, $68,000 or more, right? Which is pretty pathetic. And that's before a dealership tries to tag you with a markup on top of that. Imagine spending $5,000, $10,000 more than that. Absolutely ridiculous. Really, outside of the Westcott Designs rack, the rear hatch ladder, the lift kit, the BF Goodrich KO3s, and of course the sliders here, that's about it for the exterior, pending, of course, the open road rooftop tent. On the interior, haven't done a whole lot in here. I did put in some last fit floor liners, which, well, based on what you see here, they're doing their job, and they're doing their job well. Let me pop the hood and remind you of what the heart of the beast looks like. This is what 4 liters of 6-cylinder goodness is right here, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's 270 horsepower, 278 foot-pounds of torque. I believe those are the figures. They're not anything to write home to mom about. And that's never what this Toyota 4Runner has ever been, right? That's not what it's meant to be. It's not trying to be anything it's not. And I love that about it. I love that you can always start this vehicle and it's always going to run well for you. It's going to start any kind of weather conditions. This offers tremendous peace of mind. Well, there you have it. Simplistic, heart of the beast. Naturally aspirated, no turbos, no nonsense. Love it. You know, a lot of people are constantly trying to get the latest and greatest, the newest editions, the newest models out there. And for Toyotas, the older generation models are fetching the highest coin, highest amount of money because they're simplistic still, right? They have naturally aspirated engines like the previous generation Toyota Tundra with the 5.7 liter V8, like the previous generation Toyota Land Cruiser with that same engine, the 200 series, and of course the Sequoia 2 and the Tacoma with the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. Those naturally aspirated options, they're reliable, right? And that's why people buy them. Not to say the new one's not going to be. I'm sure they'll figure it out. The Tundra is certainly not there with all of their main crankshaft bearing issues that it's facing right now. But as of right now, people miss vehicles like this. Go look at the current used values on a 2024, 2023, any 5th generation 4Runner, especially a TRD Pro, especially in a TRD Pro exclusive color. This technically wasn't it. Terra was for 2024, but this is still unique for it. Any TRD Pro, any 5th generation 4Runner, value will be extremely high. Even on the inside, I love the simplicity of this. I know I've geeked out about it a million times on the channel. For those of you who've been following me for a long time, you're probably tired of hearing it. I get it. But I could geek out about Toyotas all day long. Old generation Toyotas anyway at this point. Look at this. We are now up to 4,375 miles on this one, which they've been a wonderful 4,000 miles. I've absolutely love it and do not regret spending, I think it was 60 or 61,000. What was it? I think it might have been $61,000 is what I paid for it. And to me, that still feels like a great deal. You know, I mean, I know it's crazy to say, but to me, having the peace of mind that this offers is worth every penny. And a representation of the carnage that is the back seat when you have kiddos, it's inevitable. You know, there was once upon a time, and you may even remember many years ago on my channel, I had a Subaru WRX STI that I loved. I was OCD with it. Everything was always perfect. There was never any of this. There's no dirt or dust in it, no scuffs anywhere. Like, what the heck is that, right? We don't even know. I'm not even going to investigate that any further, right? So you just got dirt and dust and everything in here. Grime. I'm sure there's a few goldfish in here. But, ladies and gentlemen, when you're a dad, when you're a parent, that's what it's all about. You know, you don't get too bent out of shape about this stuff. Everything can be cleaned. Anything can be, you know, detailed as appropriate to bring it back. Most things can be brought back to life, right? So I've gotten a lot better over the years, a lot less OCD, and that's proved to my benefit, certainly. Love the interior of these. I've talked about it plenty, but these Softex material seats are incredible. They age extremely well. Go look at one like a 2015 Toyota 4Runner with these same exact Softex seats in them, and you'll be blown away. But they're not being any or very minimal wear and tear right here. They crease and, crease a little bit. Any other seat will crease tremendously right here and look awful at your entry point, but not these. I love how these age. Here's a reminder of just how cheap looking the key fob is. Very, very simplistic. Just a piece of plastic here, really super light. This one does have push to start. This was a addition to the 2020 end-up Toyota 4Runner. So although I love that 2019 4Runner TRD Pro in Voodoo Blue, I don't know, it was a turnkey. It was almost borderline 2 analog. So I appreciate stuff like this, like the push to start. I appreciate that. I could do without the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, whatever it is in here, adaptive cruise control. I could do without that kind of stuff. But overall, like lane keep alert, it just kind of beeps at you when you get out of lane. There's your adaptive cruise control. I can do without that kind of stuff. But push to start, I appreciate. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, I appreciate that kind of stuff, of course. Overall, I love just the utility of all the controls here. I love that there's actual hard buttons, right, that you can push through here. That feels good to me. Everything in here, you can just tell, although it's not premium products or premium materials by any means, it is going to age extremely well. And that's something I've always appreciated about the 5th generation 4Runner here. I do wish it had a black or darkened headliner to get this tan, but whatever, right? It's not a big deal. I do wish that. I do wish we also had a grab handle on the driver side. That would have been nice. We get that in the 200 series Land Cruiser by comparison. But overall, everything you need and nothing more. Love just having knobs for everything, the climate control. Everything is very easy to navigate here, and I really appreciate that. The infotainment itself is nice. Nothing more than this is what you need. You got some more actual buttons here on the side to navigate through it, which is really nice. Your clock with manual buttons to click through for your hour and minute. Everything in here is nice. You got some faux carbon fiber, which I've always knocked that. I think this looks so cheesy and cheap, but again, it is simplistic, and well, it will likely age well, and it's probably very cheap and simple to repair or replace if you need to. TRD gear selection knob here. I love the fact that you get the manual transfer case in the 5th generation 4Runner. It's stuff like this that will allow it to age well. People are going to always come back to this and really appreciate it, whereas everything now is like a little twist dial, a little knob. Everything's electronic, and I've grown to be quite fed up with all that. This right here is what I love. And with it being the TRD Pro, you get some off-roading goodies, of course. The TRD Tune Fox suspension, your crawl control up here, multi-terrain selection, rear center def lock, A-track, traction control, and you get a sunroof. How about that? And I forgot to mention, I did put in some last fit bulbs on the 4Runner all throughout. Turn signals, front and rear, reverse lights, you name it. And they are so much brighter and much better. I do appreciate the partnership that I have with Last Fit. And how could I forget? Right here, we have the rear hatch window, which is awesome that you can roll that up and down. Perfect if you have doggos out back, and then your heated seats here for both your driver and passenger. So I forgot to mention that. Let me show you out back. So with having the Westcott Designs rear hatch ladder on it, it does make it heavier. And for me, I've always had a hard time I always had a hard time keeping it up. So anyways, I did swap out. I swapped out these rear struts, which they recommend, right? If you're adding a bunch of weight to the back, I think that's, what is it, 18 pounds about, maybe a little bit less for that rear hatch ladder. I put on these, I think it's got these on Amazon, Lift Support Depot, right? And I guess maybe you can get that a peek there if you ever need to do it. And that's been perfect. Well, obviously, it holds it up just fine. It is windy, so maybe it's just being a parasail right now, but it's been good. Here's out back, the cargo, which to me, you really grow to appreciate this. Even when you go look at the 6th generation 4Runners, it does have the battery pack located underneath the rear cargo space here. So it actually elevates the cargo space a notable amount. Don't take it from me, go look at them. It definitely takes away from the cargo space. So I appreciate this out back. We got the JBL speaker, of course, the grocery cover right here. I do have the last fit liners out back here too that extend up onto the second row seats. Love it. It's perfect. It's been great for running the kids to hockey soccer, sports, whatever, you name it. And I did forget to mention, I do have a 20% off discount code with LastFit. So whether you get their lighting, any of their bulbs, or their floor liners, you can save 20% off at checkout with my discount code Untamed. 20% off. Use my affiliate link in the video description. That lets them know you're watching my content and appreciate it. When it comes to Westcott designs, unfortunately, I'll say fortunately, I mean, they build a quality product, so they're not just constantly spamming a bunch of discounts out there all the time. They do have a pretty great Black Friday sale. That's what I took advantage of. So I encourage you to do the same. Reach out to Jeff. You'll be very impressed with the customer service from them. He himself, the owner of the company, he's constantly engaging with people in the forums, engaging with people on Facebook, and I really appreciate and applaud that from Jeff. So certainly recommend both LastFit, of course, as well as Westcott Designs. You do need to drill some holes when you put on a rear hatch ladder, like what we did here with Westcott Designs ladder. But if you have some touch-up paint, it's perfect, right? So you drill the holes out. Obviously, you place the ladder, you fit it, you mark where the holes are going to go. And if you have touch-up paint, you just kind of touch up around where you drilled. So it's no exposed metal, if you will. So I happen to have some underground paint, and that made that process really simple and gives me a lot better peace of mind anyway. Some nice touches from Westcott Designs all throughout. Even more for some bottle openers. Always appreciate the little fun touches from Westcott and the gang over there. I love it. I could geek out about the 4Runner all day long. I've perhaps already made this video far too long, but I feel like I was long overdue just to share this with you guys. Absolutely love the 4Runner here, the 5th generation. This will be forever a timeless design, and this is forever going to be a coveted vehicle. That is until, hopefully, someday, maybe Toyota can consider bringing back naturally aspirated engines into their platforms, whether it's the V8 for the Tundra and the Sequoia, and the naturally aspirated V6s for the Tacoma, the Land Cruiser, and the 4Runner, of course. So absolutely love it. Let me know what your thoughts are on the build here. Hopefully some of you still appreciate this type of content where I geek out about the vehicles I buy and build them up. Let me know what your thoughts are. As always, appreciate you watching. Till next time.